I wrote it while I was living in Berlin, and I really missed her, but it's based on a true story. So here you go. It's called My Daughter's Hair. My daughter's hair, a light brown bundle of disarray that twists in orderly chaos. That beautiful, soft, curly mass is her fortuitous inheritance, a genomic sequence that disguises a brutal history but proudly symbolizes everything that we are. My daughter's hair, a rich caramel that shimmers abajo el sol, a color my family admires, the evidence her father uses to justify she is more white than Afro-Indigena anyway. But I'm digressing. I want to talk to you about my daughter's hair. Her hair that reminds me of my own. My inability to decolonize my more wild and chaotic curls. Curls I was taught to tame with relaxing chemicals and heated flat irons. This destruction of my curls is a self-harming violent act of internalized, white, heteronormative, able-bodied, patriarchal institutions I have spent a lifetime fighting. India Arie said, I am not my hair, I am not your expectations, but I am not my relaxer that destroys the proteins that produce my curls and tries to erase a past of slavery, colonial exploitation, genocide, and oppression sewed into the very fabric of my existence. I am my ancestors. I am living history. So no, I'm not my hair, but yes, I am. But my daughter's hair. I love my daughter's hair, that unforeseen gift that reminds me she's a part of me, that I'm a part of her, that I gave her something of my story in her hair, our hair, where the waves of the Nicaraguan Caribbean coast live, the beats of Palo de Mayo dance in every twist and curl, the dark smoke of ancient indigenous rituals, of lost mind past in Guatemalan worry dolls, forgotten languages of African and pre-Columbian cultures our tongues have forgotten to speak, but continue to live in each strand of our hair, different shades of a unifying story. My daughter's hair. I love my daughter's hair. So you can only imagine the day my daughter asked me if she could straighten her hair, how I felt. I did not tell her, but I wanted to scream. I wanted to claw the walls in agony, but instead I held my daughter in my arms and caressed her large, curly mass, whispered into it, do not deny who you are. Do not deny the secrets of love and beauty, of richness of our stories. But how could I complain? I knew I had failed her, because like me, she learned from her mother to hate her hair, and my mother learned from her grandmother to hate her hair. A woman who had been taught to hate her own blackness, and above all assimilate into the colonizer's standards of beauty. And even though I tried so hard to break this chain, how could I have expected anything different? How could I tell my daughter to love her own curly chaos when all these years I replicated contradictory messages with laments, chemicals, flat irons, seeking to conform to white America, to forget her story, as if it were possible to hide the genetic gifts of our ancestors, as if it were possible to pretend I am not judged daily for the color of my skin. And despite everything post-colonial and intersectional feminism had taught me, right now as I speak before you, I am guilty. I have to admit, I don't leave my hair alone, natural and tamed in all its dark chaos. I still try to erase the past, the genocide of indigenous cultures, the African slave trade, my great-grandmother, my grandmother, my mother, that form part of me, that form part of my daughter, that reside in our hair. So you can only imagine how I felt the day I saw my daughter's wild, curly, caramel hair, with all its majesty, with all its beauty, with all the stories entangled in its proteins, had been straightened, transforming her, assimilating her with a flat iron in the hands of her white stepmother.